Long before Shakespeare came up with the tragic love story of Romeo and Juliet, there existed a legendary couple named Layla and Majnun in the Middle East. Years later, the famed Persian poet Nizami Ganjavi retold their story in the form of a poem and immortalized their pure love. This tragic love story began in the 7th century, where tradition and heritage weighed heavily on everyone's shoulders. Layla was the daughter of a wealthy man, and as was the custom, she was expected to marry someone of outstanding social status. But when does one's heart ever kneel before fate? Layla fell in love with a poet named Keys, and shut her heart to all but him. While she managed to put a veil on her feelings and hide her love from her family, Keys professed his love openly for all to hear. He dedicated poems to Layla's beauty, and bravely confessed his love. Alas, how could a poor poet like Keys ever marry a rich girl like Layla? Their love was not powerful enough to overcome any obstacle, and cruel clutches of destiny swept the two inseparable lovers away. Layla was forced to marry another man, and Keys, unable to deal with the pain and heartbreak, lost his mind and fled from home to roam the deserts, becoming known as a Majnun, the one who's lost his mind. His tribe and family had nothing but painful memories to offer to him, but in the deserts, he found peace and quiet, and vowed to spend the rest of his days in solitude, grieving his lost love. Layla, on the other hand, remained faithful to her husband, but not once did she stop thinking about Majnun. Although it felt like time had stopped ticking for the two lovers, the world moved on, and Layla's husband died. However, buds of hope that had slowly begun to blossom in her chest were quickly trampled on, as even his death did not free Layla of her obligations. Tradition required her to grieve for her dead husband for 2 more years, and after all these painful years, her heart had grown quite weak. Unable to bear this burden anymore, she drew her last breath. Majnun, who'd chosen a life of reclusion all this time, quickly heard of Layla's death, and rushed to her graveside to mourn for his loss. He'd only been able to continue living this miserable life, because he knew that somewhere deep in her heart, she was always waiting for Majnun's return. But now that she was gone to the other world, there was but one destination left for Majnun. He wept loudly at her grave until his soul separated from his body and soared into the skies to at last join his true love in the afterlife.